Hey guys, welcome to Assessed Bushcraft and Survival. Bushcraft here, and today we're going to have a little look-see at one of my recent acquisitions. I've just thrown up a quick shelter here, so it's not going to look beautiful, but it'll certainly do. When I decided to come out here in the first place, it was sunshines and lollipops as far as the sky could see. Not so much when I actually got on location. So that's a shame, but that's okay. Rain, hail or shine, we're here. Now, the purchase that I'd like to talk to you about today is this. Oh, now, it doesn't have a name, at least not a brand name, but this is something that I found on eBay for about 35 bucks. So I'm sort of going to see if it's a get what you pay for kind of thing. When I received it, I opened it up, got a little excited, and then put it to the side. Hadn't touched it since. Probably had it for about a month or so. But it's just stayed in this plastic wrapping, waiting to see the light of day. And even though it's getting dark here, we'll call this the light of day. Now this is a camping hammock. Now some guys, will go out there with a bivvy. Some guys will go out there with a tarp. Some guys will go out there with a tent or a swag, and then some guys will use a camping tent. And there are so many different models that boast so many different features, but this is, by all measures, a deep discount variation on that hobby. So this is the package that came. I'm to understand that inside here is everything that I'm going to need to camp in a hammock, really. If I open it up, it's got a little drawstring here. Not sure how well you'll be able to see it, but I'll try and get some close-ups there that will cut in. Okay, it's a nice. It feels like a nice waterproof fabric, which is good. We've got I got some black nylon sheath rope here. I can't imagine that's going to be fantastic quality, but that's what it is. You've got some thinner cordage for, I'd imagine, guidelines, which is great. So that's good. And then inside here, you've got what looks to be the hammock. Okay, interesting. I think this is, and we're about to find out if it is, but I think this is all one piece. I think if I pull this out, the bag's attached to the hammock itself, which is going to be interesting. I might be mumbling there. Now, the other thing that I thought was cool about this hammock, and something that makes it, I guess, different to just getting a hammock in general, is the fact that it's made of this lightweight material, so that putting it into your pack or what have you is meant to be really light and weight saving, because as we know, grams equal kilos. It's also a two-person hammock, so it should be able to accommodate you and a friend or you and a bag, something like that. It comes with mosquito netting, which actually means that in summertime, something like this might be really good when it's relatively warm out and about, but not so much in winter. In winter, you're going to have to put something up like this anyway, some kind of covering. Okie doke, so here it is. I'm going to have a lot of trouble trying to get this back into, a bit more rain, back into itself, but that's it. That's what it is. So there's the bag that's now sitting inside out. No, there it is, right side in, good. It's this crazy digital camo kind of colour, which is lovely, depending on how you look. And yeah, it's got a knot up the top here with a cheap but seemingly heavy-duty clip. Well, actually, it's got a decent spring in it. That's nice. So, and what's the other side look like? Hopefully the same. There's a zip along the edge here, obviously for entry and exit, and to keep the bugs and that away from you. And yeah, on the other side, we've got another one of these clips, and that's about it. All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to try and hang it up here and see how we go. Alrighty, so here we are right now. It's a little bit in the future from where you last saw me. Whew, tell you what, I love being out here. It smells amazing out here. The rain, I'm a little bit damp, you know, because it was already raining when I set up this little shelter. Again, it's out of frame really, so you can't really see. But, it just smells amazing. The bush, you know, that fresh air. It's the kind of stuff that you know, you only get when you're really out here. Anyway, so you can see something in the background which looks like a poorly set up camping hammock. That's because it is a poorly set up camping hammock, and here is why. They don't really give you very much cordage. So as it turns out, that thick black cordage that we had there, it's about, what's that, 2 meters? About that? Yeah, about 2 meters. And they give you 2 lengths of that. So what that means really is that they want you to attach this to one tree. Let's just say it's, you know, 38 centimeters around or something like that. So, you know, you're gonna attach this some here like that to a tree, and then with this little bit of leftover rope, maybe about 1 meter or so, you're gonna somehow double back on maybe a loop or something like that for those little clicks to get onto, the little clamps they give you. Now, I mean, it's not impossible. I mean, it's good that they give you any cordage, you know, obviously, but the likelihood of you finding a tree that's going to be the length of your hammock extended, plus or minus a bit of this, I don't know. It's limited, obviously. So, luckily for me, I mean, right now, I'm probably using something akin to 45 meters of paracord to hold up this this shelter. It's a lot because it's a decent amount of covered area. I've used these to make large prusik loops. Interestingly enough, and something that, because I usually just use standard paracord, I don't run into this issue, and that is paracord slipping on itself with a prusik loop, because obviously the whole point of that is that you know, it causes friction within itself. Without tension, you know, it's very easy to maneuver up and down the length of rope that it's attached to, but with tension applied, it's not going anywhere, and that's proven steadfast even now in wet conditions where I'm setting up with damp rope, because obviously as it's sitting there as I'm preparing the area, it's getting wet. You know, give it a moment and you're rock solid, right? But something that I'm familiar with is that the more rounds that you do with a prusik loop, the more tension you're going to cause, or the more friction, sorry, you're going to cause on that smaller variant of rope, and that's going to help the prusik loop hold. So normally, what I would say is that you do a prusik loop, you have it go back on itself, say 3 times. That's, I would say, standard. In this situation, though, I've actually gone and done 7 times, and that seems to be holding fast. I could have probably done just 6, but I did the extra 7th one. It was about as far as I could go without contorting the knot, or the arrangement on the rope. But that's what I've done. So what I've got right now is one length, one proof of concept just over here. So you can see that it's hanging down there. It's attached to a line along here that's tree to tree, and that's suspending one portion of this top. The camera right now is actually attached to the other line, and what I'm going to do is prusik line from here. I'm going to adjust the tension on the hammock by moving this along, and then I'm going to use this one here to actually produce another one for that side and do the same thing. So that way I can suspend it diagonally across these 2 lines, and hopefully I can catch it on camera when I fall on my behind. So I'll check back with you in a second. Alright, so we're back, and hopefully, if I frame the shots appropriately, a second ago and right now should make it seem that that is sitting a little bit higher and a little bit more level. That's because I've put in both of those extra large prosthetic loops over here and over there, adjusted them along the ridge lines, and gotten what I think is going to be an appropriate tension on that hammock. Again, I've never done this before. This is one of those things that's been on my, I'm going to say it's been on my bucket list, something to give it a try, and here we are. I'm going to try and do it in one take so that if I do fall on my behind, we can all laugh about that together. Anyway, let's have a look. Now you can see here that it's not a very high roof that I've got here, but I've already unzipped the mosquito netting. It's going to be a bit of jiggle on the camera because we're sharing the ridgeline right now. Well, that didn't work, did it? All right, we're back, and I'm hoping that this works. And this shot should hopefully show a fully set up camping hammock. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm hoping that the way it's set up now, it's got a bit of tension to it, and I'm going to be able to suspend myself. I'm not going to lie, there seems to be a lot of give in these guidelines, and I'm not sure if this is going to work. And we'll see if my novice attempt at camping in a hammock is successful. Ready? Oh, I'm excited, but I'm doing this in one take, so if this doesn't work, don't laugh too hard. See, that looks promising. At the same time, I don't know. My biggest fear is that the fabric gives way. Oh no. Oh no. Well, as far as lying in a hammock and camping goes, I think it's safe to say this setup is a bit of a failure. But in saying that, I'm shocked with the way that this material's held up. I honestly thought that it was going to, I feel like I'm getting in a cocoon, which I guess is what you're doing when you're getting in a hammock, eh? Well, look, there's a section of this that's very comfortable. But right now my back is on the ground, zero insulation. I can't say that I would enjoy sleeping like this. Definitely a case that, I don't know, the slack in the ridgeline is not appreciated. And it seems that those makeshift prusik loops with the larger diameter cordage are failing, because there was slippage on this one over here. So possibly could be fixed if I change the attachment point and maybe reassess the use of these prussic loops. I have no idea how this video is going to turn out, given that I'm chopping and changing so often. But you can see it's much higher. What I've done is, for some reason, this improvised prussic loop seems to hold without issue. It is doing the 7 loops that I told you originally. The one over there, in the previous scene where you saw me fail, was actually on 8 loops. And even with 8 loops, for whatever reason, it just kept wanting to move around. That was an indication of failure right on the outset. I thought I'd press on. I thought I'd give you the flailing about that you saw a second ago. But what I've done now is I've taken that prussic loop, I've moved it to behind another anchor point for the tarp above us, because that particular anchor point seemingly is not going anywhere, because it is standard paracord on paracord. So the strength of that particular anchor, I think, is going to hold. I don't know. I've never used a ridge line like this. Never tried it. So it's a learning experience for the two of us. This one over here, I don't have enough of their cordage to really try and move that one further out to another anchor point where it would be more secure. I wish I did. I don't. I could possibly get some paracord. I do have some more, but I'm trying to do my best to use what they've given us to set this up. I mean, obviously, I've already augmented what they've given us quite a bit by including all the other paracord and this top cover. But can you tell that I'm stalling? I don't want to fall on my bum again. Alrighty, survival. When you edit this, try not to make me look like too much of a fool, please. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, that is much stiffer. Oh, sorry for the shaking, guys. I'm excited. Oh, you can hear a bit of flex over there. Alrighty. So it's holding up better. Or at least I feel like I've almost got a bit of hammock going on. I haven't, because I'm definitely touching the ground. I'm so close. Or at least I was. That sounds like it's failing left, right, and center. Tried to raise the ridge lines, but this, as it stands right now, it's just not working. I'm out of the ability to make this a success this time around. So I guess you're going to have to stay tuned and wait for part 2. Part 2, camping hammock success. Fingers crossed. This has been Assessed Bushcraft and Survival. Stay safe in the bush.